GM, good morning. Welcome to the Milk Road Show, the daily crypto show that's as thrilling as nailing the high note in a karaoke classic. As you can tell, I can't hit any high notes, but I'm Jay Hamilton, and today we're joined by Tyler D, who I don't know if you can hit a high note, Tyler, but I know that your portfolio has hit incredible highs of 3 million in the last bull run. Well, hopefully you can get back there this bull run. Today, we're discussing another wild story that can only happen in crypto and involves one of the most powerful families in the world. Sol ETF is coming, and Fox News, their blockchain solution to fix our fake news problem. Tyler, welcome back to the show.
Jay, it's great to be back. Week 2, we're really rolling with this thing, so I'm excited to get going with you.
That's right. Every Monday, Tyler's going to be on the Milk Road Show. So make sure you guys tune in on Monday because you can never get enough of Tyler D in your life. That is for sure. Okay, first up today, Tyler, we got another wild story. Last week, we talked about Roaring Kitty and the GME saga. What do we got for our listeners this week that's just another ridiculous crypto story?
This is a crypto story that has impact at the highest levels of the free world. It is the DJT token saga, the $100 million bet saga, whatever we want to name it. We'll figure out the title. I'm going to tell this story in chapters because it has played out somewhat neatly over the past 5 days. And we're going to start chapter 1, of course, the beginning. At 6 p.m. Eastern on Monday night, Pirate Wires posted the following tweet, and I'm quoting, "Per conversations, Trump is launching an official token, DJT, on Solana, Barron spearheading." Then immediately after this, Pirate Wires editor-in-chief Mike Solana then replied with a contract address pointing to the very specific DJT token on Solana because there were already several. This news spread like wildfire, with many notable figures in the crypto Twitter sphere reposting it, some confirming it was true like Joe McCann, some asking if it was real or if a hack had taken place, while others simply just bought the token, which began to soar. It went up 150% in the first hour or so after this news broke. Then it fell, and then it went parabolic overnight, reaching $375 million at peak. And then as the dust began to settle on the first morning, the question was, is this real? Is this the real Trump token? Is Barron Trump really plugged into this? The factors at play at that point in time that made this look a little suspicious were Mike Solana, the Pirate Wires editor-in-chief. He replied with a contract address to a news story. This is not typical editor-in-chief behavior, potential sign of a hack, though it turned out not to really be the case. Second up, the fact that this token launched back in May and was not a new launch. So this token had been sitting out there for weeks, and it hadn't picked up, any of this news story. Bubble Maps, which is an on-chain sleuthing service, showing that a single cluster of wallets held 67% of the token. So that was a red flag. And then the funding wallets pulled from KuCoin, which is blocked for U.S. residents. Seemed unlikely that Barron Trump would use a site like that blocked for the U.S. So this combination of factors plus this general stealth launch style led many to believe that this couldn't possibly be the real Trump token. Or could it?
Oh, I love the queue up because that's the conversation that was happening all week is who is behind this mysterious DJT token. And obviously, if Trump decided to back a meme coin, it would be massive news and would cause that coin over all of the other Trump meme coins out there. It would cause that one to be the one that goes. And that's what we saw as a result of this. At this point, Tyler, who do you think it is at this point? Do you believe it's Trump? Did you buy DJT at all?
I did. Disclosure, I'm not holding any of the tokens at this point in time. At this point, I did not think it was real, but I thought the upside potential, and that's why this story was so important, is the stakes of if this was a real Trump token, the limit is like $5 billion, $10 billion market cap. Like this would have been the biggest meme coin on Solana, perhaps in the whole sector. So the upside outweighed the downside. So I took a small gamble on this. Then it looked like that gamble might pay off into the next day. So perhaps we can get into chapter 2, where this gets even spicier, titled The $100 Million Bet. So Monday night, Martin Shkreli ran some Twitter spaces talking about the DJT token and that he thought it was real. The next day, Alex Weiss, who's a famous poker player and crypto trader, challenged Shkreli to bet $1 million and back it up that DJT is actually real. Weiss wanted to decide that no, this is fake. Shkreli did accept the bet. He's like, this is real. I'll put $1 million up. And then he follows up with, how high can you go? Then legendary crypto trader GCR, for many, the strongest signal in the entire crypto space for many traders out there. He comes in, he offers to bet up to $100 million that this cannot be the real Trump token. Shkreli and GCR, then they go back and forth on the terms of the bet. Shkreli says that either Barron or Donald Trump, if they are confirmed to be tied to this token, that makes it, in fact, a real, and he would win the bet. Shkreli goes on his spaces. He says the $100 million bet has been made. They're just waiting on Kobe to wake up to escrow the funds. Kobe wakes up a few hours later. He says he's down to escrow. It looks like the bet might be on, but we don't get final closure on that. To summarize where the two sides are at throughout this discourse, GCR is saying this is a cabal-backed token. He was approached to buy in and turned them down, effectively thinking it was going to be a scam. Shkreli says, you must be thinking about the wrong token. I've got the receipts. This one is very real. And he seems just incredibly confident in his side of the bet and the fact that he is willing to put up $100 million in funds on his side. Meanwhile, in the markets, the DJT token is going on an absolute roller coaster ride. It fell as low as $80 million market cap after the GCR cabal tweets. And for folks, to quick reminder, it hit 375 at peak. So that's a full 75% down. Then while Shkreli is running these spaces, it runs back over 200 million, a quick 150% rebound as he's talking about all the evidence he has, how confident he is. The market is basically trading in real time based on the tweets of these two individuals. It ends the day around $200 million market cap. And at the end of this chapter, the question is still very alive. Who's right? Is this a real Trump token or not?
Okay, so I want your opinion, and I want to ask you where you were at with your mind at this point. But before that, can you just give a quick background on who is Martin Shkreli? Because he is a key character in this story. And for those who don't know him, he's significant.
He became notorious, which I believe is the right word, as the pharma bro. He basically was famous for marking up the price of these prescription drugs. I think they were cancer related. I forget exactly what they were for. They were life-saving drugs, and he was marking the price up far higher levels than they needed to be. And he ended up going to prison for fraud, securities violations. I think wire fraud is what he got taken into prison for. So spent time. And since he's been out, he's been active in the crypto Twitter sphere.
Okay, so here we go again. Unfortunately, crypto attracting the wrong people because of the financial opportunity. Martin Shkreli, aka Pharma Bro, convicted felon, spent time in jail, and you can either trust him and his side of the story, which is he's saying that yes, Trump is behind this, I have proof, or you can trust some other much more respected individuals in this space. Where are you landing at this point?
So at this point in time, I was leaning towards Shkreli being right solely because of how confident, and I was jumping into these spaces. I was listening to him. He seemed like he had the receipts. So for the bet and the terms that he had laid out, is Barron Trump tied to this token in some capacity? I was thinking that, yes, Shkreli is probably right, and GCR might be at risk of losing the bet. The question lingered, would this even matter? And that's where the story continues from here. You mentioned, a good actor, a white knight enters the story here in chapter 3 with Zach XBT. So Arkham Intelligence had offered a $150,000 bounty for anyone who could find the actual creator of the DJT token. Zach XBT, notable sleuth, good actor, he publicly posted that he had submitted evidence claiming that he had found the creator. Before this is revealed, Martin Shkreli front runs him. He leaks what he thinks is the evidence. Apparently, he had been DMing Zach XBT screenshots of this conversation to back up his side. He's got these leaks. Andrew Tate is plugged in. So he has conversations with Andrew Tate talking about pumping this token and trying to loop Barron in. zooming out, apparently Andrew Tate, Barron, and Skrille were all working together on this at some point in time. The token starts dumping after Zach has submitted his evidence, and kind of zooming to where the community sentiment was. This is starting to become the Martin Skrille coin and not the Trump coin or even a Barron Trump coin. But it's not over yet. And then chapter 4, the last hurrah. So this is Wednesday. Mario Nawfal jumps into the equation. He's hosting, he's one of the most notorious Twitter space hosts out there, a proponent of false information at times. Martin Skrille is on the spaces with Mario Nawfal. He's running through everything that he did, the conversations he had with Barron. Apparently, he introduced him to the Binance and Kraken CEO. He had a call with Solana co-founder Anatoly to talk about this DJT token, which Anatoly did confirm. Skrille apparently got Barron on a phone call with Ansem and Gainsey, two of the more notable crypto Twitter influencers. Apparently, Ansem wanted a bigger percentage of the tokens to go to the LP versus to Trump himself. They didn't like that. Ansem walked away. But moral of the story, some major CT people are involved. CEOs and founders are involved. And then the laptop comes in. So Skrille claims that Barron had the private keys, access to this token on his laptop. I'm quoting here. We did this on Barron's computer. He ran the programs. We spoke every day for 10 hours a day for the last week. So that's Martin Skrille saying those words during this recorded space. So there's a laptop now. Barron apparently had control of the coins on his laptop. So there's now this Barron laptop situation mirroring the Hunter Biden laptop situation. Is the mainstream media going to run with this? This is all again playing out in real time, and we're trying to bet, will this happen? During the spaces, the token rebounded 100%. It's back to $160 million. So the market's starting to go back. This could be real. And the token still might have a chance until it didn't. Chapter 5, it's so over. Roger Stone enters the picture yesterday morning. He's Trump's friend, former political consultant. He commented that neither the 45th U.S. president nor his son Barron were involved in the DJT Solana meme coin that has recently made headlines. The token starts selling off. Skrille, in his defense, starts running these marathon spaces. I think he was on Twitter Spaces for 12 hours yesterday. He's sticking to his story. He's doubling down, sticking to his guns. But the more that he's sharing, it feels more and more like he coerced Barron into this, perhaps even in a predatory fashion. He's telling Barron that Barron is the man, not his dad, that he is the future, that he needs to stand proud, effectively beat his chest, rally behind this token. And, at this point in time, folks may believe that Skrille has got the evidence, but it doesn't seem to matter. Unless Barron really embraces it. And after the Roger Stone comments, it seems like he's not, that this is not the Trump coin. And there's a good chance that this saga has run its course and is effectively over. So another entertaining week in the meme coin streets there, Jay. And we've got a few takeaways.
Yeah, incredible job telling this story, Tyler. Thank you so much. You just nailed that. That was wonderful. I want to ask your takeaways, but I just want to share a few of mine first. You mentioned this last week, and I really like this take when we talked about meme coins and how do we conceptualize meme coins if we're explaining them to somebody outside of crypto. And in this case, this is exactly the same as sports gambling. It's meme or culture gambling or attention gambling, where rather than the game being a basketball game, the game is this event that happened on Twitter over the course of a week. And just like you can bet on a basketball game during the game, you can bet after the first quarter if one team is up or one team is down and the odds change. Same thing is happening here. You can bet constantly and the odds are, the price is fluctuating massively. So we're seeing that with large dollars. So that's wild to see, but I think you and I both agree is the future. And then the other thing here is that it seems pretty clear to me that this is a story of exactly what you said. Martin Skrille was involved. Barron Trump was probably involved, but probably doesn't. He's 18 years old. He doesn't know what he's doing. And then probably Donald Trump stepped in and said, "You're done with this. It's over," and just removed him from the situation.
Yeah, I think someone told him strongly, you've had enough ties into this conversation. I think Skrille is arguably the loser in this situation. I mean, he comes off pretty negatively in all this. It does look like he was kind of acting in somewhat of a predatory fashion through all this. Did he commit a crime during all this? It's possible. I don't know, without going through all the evidence. But a few of my takeaways. One, Trump is absolutely the final boss of this meme coin cycle. So Elon was the final boss. If folks remember, everyone was super hyped for Elon to talk about Dogecoin on SNL in last cycle. If Trump comes out and confirms ties to any of these tokens, that token is going to go parabolic and become a leader. And that's what folks are betting on. What we're seeing with tokens like DJT is we're seeing these attention coins, these culture coins, event coins play out, just like you said, similar to a sports bet. What's also standing out here is how fragile all of PolyFi, the political finance sector of meme coins, is right now, because all the other Trump related meme coins all dumped during this. They all pulled back 30 to 50%. And the thought is, if a real Trump token is to come out still this cycle, that all the other ones are cooked. They're toast. So a lot of folks sold off with those concerns. The concept of these coins being prediction markets, it's also starting to show some cracks, because you can still think Trump is going to win the election, but it doesn't necessarily mean that this particular token is going to do well. And then the other takeaway is this cycle is going to get much weirder than anyone can imagine.
Uh-oh. That's why you got to tune in to us every week to make sure you understand what's real, what's weird, and what's in between. Okay, let's go. Let's stick with Solana. So also in exciting Solana news, but in news that I think both you and I are much more bullish on than DJT. Although, did you do well on DJT? I should have asked that. How was that trade for you?
I got out unscathed. So I think I might have made like 5-10%. No crazy gains, but I didn't lose. So we'll call that a win.
Which, when you're taking gambles like that, is definitely a win. Okay, the other big news that came out at the end of last week was that 3IQ, which is a Canadian digital asset management firm, has filed for a Solana ETF in Canada. This is the first application to happen in North America, and is obviously the next step towards Solana getting an ETF in the States as well. We all believe it'll go in that direction. Timelines difficult to say. This is only an application. This doesn't mean that there is a Solana ETF in Canada. Fun fact, Canada actually had a Bitcoin ETF before the US did. It had a ETH ETF. We already have an ETH ETF here. It's been great for me. I've been trading those in my tax-free savings account for a while. So exciting news to see. Tyler, any takes from your end on this news?
Bullish for Solana. It has to be bullish for Solana. So I love seeing this headline. And shout out to 3IQ. So I didn't realize this till I wrote up a bit on this story. They were one of the first fund managers to list a Bitcoin fund on the Toronto Stock Exchange. And then they were the first to launch the public ETH fund. So they've got a track record of success. So while it's hard to read too much into just pure applications, this is a firm that's shown a track record that they can get this done. So we very well may see a Solana ETF this cycle, which even just a month ago didn't seem like it was necessarily in the cards.
Yeah, super exciting. If only Canada got the same attention that our big American brothers get. And then in other news this week, this was very exciting as well. And these are the use cases that I don't think get talked about enough, is more on the corporate side. Fox News has been working on a blockchain solution called Verify. And Tyler, I'll let you explain what this is. And they announced that in order to provide this blockchain solution, they are going to launch their own L2 ZK chain on Polygon using Polygon's CDK.
Yep. So that's the major announcement. They're going to launch their own L2. Again, ZK based using Polygon's CDK. This is the first major enterprise to launch a ZK powered Ethereum based L2. They're going to use it to build Verify, which is their open protocol for media authentication. In quick summary here, so end users will be able to verify the origins of media through Verify. This is happening at verify.fox. Time will be the first third party to leverage the Verify protocol. But get this, it's already in works. It's live. There's over 106,000 articles, 300,000 pieces of content have already been registered. The Verify team, they're going to release open source smart contracts so other publishers can build on this. It's a big deal. It's a great use for crypto and blockchain.
Incredible use case that we all need, especially with AI. amount of content that we're producing is just going exponential, and we need truth. We need to know that it came from a verified source. We need to know edit history. And if you can go and look that up very simply, I think this is an amazing product. The other big takeaway here is corporate L2s. So we've talked a lot about how many blockchains do we need, right? There's always this conversation of, okay, we definitely need more than one. Do we need millions? Do we need thousands? It's difficult to say. It all depends upon how much block space is demanded, and we're still very early. So, will we need, hopefully, when there's billions of people on chain, we will need a lot more block space. So we might need many more blockchains. But one thing that feels very clear is that a lot of corporations and apps are going to have their own chain in order to essentially control the features of their own ecosystem. Does there need to be a gas paid in order to do a transaction in this ecosystem? No, we want to cover gas because this isn't something we want to make fees off, because that's just our business model here. There's obviously many features that you could control by having your own chain. And what's the best way to launch your own chain? Is to use an existing tech stack, which we've seen with Optimism, Superchain, and their tech stack, which Base is on, and many others are on. Polygon has their ZK tech stack, the CDK stack. So to me, there's this question of who's going to win that battle? Who's going to win the battle of attracting the corporations and saying, hey, we have the best tech stack, come launch your L2 on our chain? I think there's a big opportunity there, and it's clear that Polygon and Optimism are the early leaders there. Although Arbitrum also has Arbitrum Orbit, which is their version of this, and they seem to be doing well in the background too.
I'm with you. Ethereum and the Ethereum-based L2s are the clear winners, leaders right now. Solana's feisty. Don't rule out Solana. I think they are going to be in the conversation in the near future. But from what I've seen, Coinbase Summit, they were talking about it. The Ethereum clear lead right now.
There isn't any, is there a version of this on Solana? Like, there isn't any way to launch your, quickly spin up your own chain. Nobody offers that sort of service right now, do they?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm more just talking the functionality that some of these corporations might be looking to build out. Similar functionality will be available, but
for sure. Awesome. Tyler, as always, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your insights. Thanks for keeping us informed in the wacky stories of the space. 2 weeks in a row, weird, wacky stories. Next week, we'll see if we got another meme coin story for you, or whether it's something more in lines with the actual day-to-day use cases of blockchain. You never know. You really never know.
I'm either going to be the wacky meme coin guy, or perhaps we'll get into some real analysis, other conversations one day. But hey, it's nice to have some lighter content to kick off your week on Mondays.
You said it, my man. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a wicked awesome day. Thank you for listening to Milk Road Radio, the easiest path to get smarter about crypto. If you like this episode, share it and hit subscribe or follow so you don't miss out on the next one. There's also a link in the description to our free 5-minute daily newsletter where we simplify crypto for you while making you laugh. And if you're willing to step up your crypto investing game, then we'll leave a link to Milk Road Pro as well, your #1 resource to help you invest successfully in crypto. One final note, this podcast is for educational purposes only, and nothing we say is financial advice. Crypto is risky, so you should never invest more than you're willing to lose. Thank you, friends, and we'll see you in the next one.